The alleyway was dark, rubbish bags piled on either side, like daunting, decomposing barriers. We were careful to avoid them. God knows what was in there after all. Hopefully, it was just rotting food and stuff, but no doubt there were more disturbing things shoved into those plastic bags. You shivered. Dead bodies weren't uncommon in the heart of the city. There was a new murder story on the news every day, but people just go on with it, and you were no exception.
Where the hell am I?
You muttered, irritated. You had taken this alleyway because it looked like a shortcut to your new apartment, but had instead you become lost in a maze of abandoned walkways.
Great. Fan-fucking-tabulous.
Hey, sexy, where you heading? Someone's ragged tone snapped you from your daydream and you spotted a man leaning against the wall a few yards away. He wore ripped, baggy jeans and a long shirt and a black hoodie. The hood stretched over an oversized baseball-style cap.
Nowhere with you,
you answered bluntly, and without pausing in your stride, you carried on past him, but yelped in surprise as a hand closed around your wrist and dragged you backwards, slamming you against the wall. The unknown man grinned as he ran his gaze all over your body, with a lusty expression, and the thought crossed your mind that you might become the next murder topic in the daily news.
Like fucking going down with a fight.
You raised your knee and caught the man in the gut, making him retreat a few paces. A girl with a spirit? We might not kill you after all. As she spoke, a dozen more men emerged from the shadows, seemingly from nowhere. It would be a great new member for our team. What you say?
Like hell.
The ringleader grinned, and you noticed his teeth were unusually sharp, and his eyes glinted with a disturbing red glow. Ooh, or rather what were these people? I think you noticed where they go. We are what you humans call vampires. His voice was confident, and due to the circumstances, you couldn't help but believe him, even though you desperately wanted to believe these guys were just punks looking for a fight. Vampires weren't real, like werewolves, witches, fairies. They're just made up, right?
But vampires aren't real.
You added in disbelief, though you didn't really believe your own words. If that's what you want to believe, cutie, then go ahead. The man grinned maniacally, showing extraordinary, sharp fangs that were flesh piercingly. Oh, all right.
There's no fucking way I'm dying like this.
You thought with a fierce burst of rebellion, curling your hand into a fist and striking at the ringleader. Your blow collided with his jaw, sending him spinning into the brick wall. The other gang members staring in temporary shock. You didn't wait to find out what they were going to do. You turned tail and ran, skidding around corners and splashing through puddles. Your heart thundered against your ribs, almost painfully so. Your head dropped and your throat was dry, your skin cold and dotted with the raindrops that were falling, sparse at first, and heavier as your run over was. Find that bitch. I want her. Do not kill her. Orders echoed through the labyrinth of alleyways, muffled by the downpour. You strove to run faster, but your thighs were burning with fatigue, and your vision was blurred. Suddenly, there was laughing behind you, dangerously close. You felt the rush of air, inches away from your skull, and saw a bottle smashed in the ground in front of you. You held it and crossed your arms over your face, cringing when you felt shards of hardened sand rip through your clothes and shred your flesh. Warm blood seeped through your wounds, but you kept running. If you stopped, and they caught up, you just were dead. Simple as it is, you couldn't stop running. Never. You had to get away, just to turn left now and... Oh, dead end. There was nowhere to go. The crazed laughing drew close, and you realized this was the end. You closed your eyes and turned around, meeting the hungry glares of a dozen warped monsters. You were not going to hide and cower in your final moments. You would stand around and fight back. You spotted a metal pipe hanging at a disjointed angle from the wall you were left, testing its weight with a few skull-crushing swings. The ringleader grinned and snapped his fingers, his crimson glare never leaving your own. One of his cronies swaggered up to you with a sadistic smile, watching her first swing and aiming a swift blow to your gut. You swerved, and he missed by a hair. The metal pipe came down on the vampire's head with the force of a lightning strike. He fell to the concrete dead, blood mixed with the rain, and you wiped the stain of the cursed human from your cheek with a smile. A fight to the death, I like it. Once again, a few vampires surged forwards, and you raised your weapon. Then it changed. It took mere seconds, but suddenly blood leaked out from gunshot wounds in their torsos.
Gunshot wounds? From who? No matter. These things need to be destroyed. Die!
You roared and used your weapon, crashing down on one of your remaining enemies' head. They fell to the side and revealed the twisted expression of fear carved upon the ringleader's face now. His gaze was fixed on something behind you, but you couldn't stop the momentum of your attack to pause and consider what was behind you. With your final battle cry, the last of these so-called vampires dropped to the concrete, lifeless. You dropped the pipe with a clatter, and the realization of what just happened rushed back to you, making your head spin and eyes age savagely. You would just kill people. Maybe they weren't human, but they were still human in bodies, you know. No matter how much you tried to convince yourself they weren't human, you couldn't get the distorted screams of fear out of your mind. Girl. Your eyes flew open with a shock, and you scrambled to your feet with an ungainly stagger. You came face to face with a man cloaked in red, although you weren't literally face to face. He towered you at an impressive height of at least 6 feet, maybe a few inches more. He wore a white brand vermilion hat and a matching coat, alongside a similar colored cravat and a smart black suit with a white shirt. His eyes were covered by orange-tinted glasses, but his stretched smile and sharp "thanks" were enough to tell you that he was a vampire too. You prepared for another fight, but the aura that emaned from this vampire was different to the others. It felt wild, rancid, ruthless power, barely contained within the grin he placed upon his face.
Who are you?
Is that really what you should be asking me, girl?
I will ask you whatever I want, you vampire scum.
The unknown vampire ignored the insult and merrily continued to stare at you. The seconds drew out until they became tension-brand silence. Pointless questions won't save you.
I highly doubt running or fighting you will save me either.
You pointed out. Grim realization. Dampening your spirits somewhat. The vampire smile widened. You aren't as dumb as you look.
Thanks.
Again, an awkward silence arose. Arose amongst the downpour, but you didn't break eye contact. You couldn't work out what this vampire wanted. If he wanted to kill you, then surely he would have by now, wouldn't he? Or was he toying with you, like a cat plays with a mouse, before treading it apart? When he spoke again, you strained your ears to catch him, any fluctuation in his tone, to guess his emotions. But his question threw you completely off guard. Are you a virgin, girl? You instantly felt the heat rise to your face. What the hell was he on about? Why did that matter in a situation like this?
Excuse me?
I will say it again. Are you a virgin?
Why does it matter?
You swore you saw him sigh with contempt, but it was too brief to be sure. Very well, I shall explain. When deflowered humans are bitten by vampires, they become ghouls under that vampire's control. However, when a virgin is marked by a vampire, they become a new vampire. Reborn, you could say.
Then why does it matter if I'm a virgin or not?
Because, girl. Suddenly his face was inches away from your own, his smile never falling out of place. I want to turn you into a vampire.
No way!
You backed up quickly, your heart hammering against your ribs. You had just fought for your life as a human against the monsters who called themselves vampires. And now, this guy wanted to turn you into one anyway? Hell no. You didn't keep your virginity just so he could make you into a vampire. Why not, girl? His voice was low and husky, his deep tones echoing in the narrow alley.
Because I'm not becoming a monster.
A monster? He began to laugh, a dark, sadistic laugh that made your blood freeze, but strangely made you want to laugh too. You restrained yourself, keeping a fixed stare at the hysterical vampire. Then suddenly, he disappeared.
Well,
You began to say something, but a gloved hand slid across your mouth. Then a strong arm around your waist. You felt hot breath on the back of your neck. His chest was pressed against your back. You were trapped, helpless. You screamed in his grip, but he held tight. I'm going to make you mine. His fangs plunged deep into your neck. You felt yourself go, light-headed, dizzy, then nothing.